If you want to make some cash, you go to VMware, got an upgrade today, eked out a gain on Friday. What do you want to do with the stock today?
VMW broke down a little bit further than I thought it would. I think that if you can get back to 92 to 95, you sell it for now.
All right, WYNN got an upgrade Friday, up 3%. What's the strategy?
WYNN was a sell on earnings. It hasn't really seen the light of day. It had a little bit of a bounce. I have to look at it, into the 200-day. I would be a seller of this into the 150, 155. But longer term, WYNN is the class of the group, and that's something probably to stay with longer term in a better market environment.
What about CROX? Came $3 off its 52-week high on Friday. Do you also want to kind of sell into strength here, take a little bit off the table?
CROX has been a great story. I can't believe it. I saw that thing at $1 or $8, and I'm like, no, it's too expensive, and it's like become almost a market leader. My son loves them. Anyway, at this point, it did. Look where the 200-day is. This is a strong stock. It held the 50-day. So this is in the game, down the road, but it just went from 24 back to 29.
Right.
I wouldn't be chasing CROX up here in the $30 area.
Do you want to lighten up a little bit or not yet?
If you bought it last week, I would lighten up in CROX.
All right, let's go to Morgan Stanley, down more than 7% on Friday. You shorting today?
Morgan Stanley has been a trouble spot. I talked about perhaps buying it, which I apologize. I saw 5 directors come out, buy it in the 2019 area. It went down to 16 and change. The banks are still tough to handle. You have to have a rock solid stomach. I think Morgan should come out of this okay because of their management team and the way they handle themselves. But I guess if you need one of them, if you want to be long Morgan, if it were to break this lower area, I'll show you right now, you have to stop yourself out because these banks, you have no clue where they can go. And this, is not really bouncing that well. So if it were to break below this 1641 and close below it, it could start seeing some pressure here. And this is something to watch for some of the psychological ramifications to the market.
This wasn't on our list, but I just want to throw it at you, Bank of America, because when it's up a little bit today on that positive article out of Barron's, do you need to be selling it then? Is this the time to lighten up?
It depends. If you were jumping out of your skin when the stock was, getting crushed last week, maybe sell some, lighten up, because we still don't know the ending story on Bank of America. This stock was $2. I know people think it looks like it's cheap here. I'm hoping it could bounce. It has a small little wedge. As an active trader, I'm going to look to see if it can get above this 770 and hold it. You got a gap fill to 8. But this is going to meet a wall of resistance into this 874. I just think there are better places to be. And everyone says, oh, if you want to be long America, buy Bank of America. You know what? Don't be long Bank of America.
I don't quite
be
know
long,
that correlation.
like Lulu, be long Apple, be
America
long.
in the title.
Exactly.
All right, we have 2 quick hits we really want to get to. The first one is research in motion. Now, Scott, you brought this to me because we heard today Google's buying Motorola Mobility for $40 a share, which is a 38% premium. And you brought up, well, perhaps now this makes RIM a takeover.
Well, it makes RIM a harder short. I've talked about RIM as saying it's an avoid, that maybe under 20 it becomes a takeout target. That was when it was like 28 or so. It did get as low as 2160, so not bad. I think that if you're short this and you see a takeover in that area like that, you might want to cover a bit. So if it starts getting above this 25 and holds, you could see a snapback move to the 32 area, but you don't want to be long RIM just for the potential of a takeover.
Who knows?
Yeah, you want to be long because fundamentally you think that it has higher prices. And, I guess on a PE basis, it's getting cheaper. Their management thinks it's cheap. It's been out of play for so long. Sometimes it's actually a contrarian stock. When the market goes down, it likes to go up. So if you want to be long versus those recent lows.
And I've read a lot of articles that are saying, is the S&P really as cheap as we think? So go figure. All right, this is quick hits turning into medium long hits. All right,
yes.
Wrapping it up here, we got to go to Newmont Mining, and I want to use this as a barometer for gold stocks because they've been very volatile. They have powerful rallies and then powerful sell-offs as we saw last week. Do you need to lighten up on these if you own them when they have those big rallies and then maybe short them on the way down?
Well, the miners are a weird animal. We always talk about how the analysts think they're going to go through the roof, and then once gold started to sell off, the miners got stronger because maybe there was a correlation that people were long the GLD and short the GDX. So,
right.
but after a big move, you want to see again, does it hold up? And Newmont, I'm going to use as a barometer for the whole group. Right now, if you look at this chart on Newmont, it is poking its head up to a really big resistance area, and it rarely gets through and holds above it. So if Newmont were to get above this 58 or just say 59.50 and hold and show some bigger volume, it could ignite this whole sector. And the market likes to make everyone look as wrong as they possibly can. So right now when gold goes down, people don't think they can just short the miners. Who knows? Maybe they go up.
Yeah, also it's interesting. I have one viewer who was speaking with me about the miners saying, they really should not be struggling this much with gold over 1,700. And regardless of the fundamentals or how cheap they are, that's a really, really astute statement. And so that's a